sort of working title, let's say, for our next release that's coming up. But really, the picture itself, my brother sent me, and he found that picture somewhere in like a trunk somewhere in my mom's house of me on Halloween, and then he kind of mocked that up, and he wrote he wrote those words up there. So, I've just been kind of throwing it up there because I thought it was a cool photo, but we're getting a lot of feedback for it, so that may as well end up being, very prominent in our next recording. We have a song from this release that's going to be called Bottles of Bottles, which sort of deals with, let's just say there's a line in it that's, this is not my circus, but I see the monkeys coming, and, we're ready to name names. And so that's why it says, we know your name. It's about just calling people for what they are.
Interesting. And that's you with vampire teeth.
Yeah.
When you were a kid.
And honestly, I have no recollection of it. I can't tell if he doctored the teeth on there. Like, we haven't even had a chance to talk about it. But yeah, it's that's what it is.
Well, your last album, you also had a cassette. Like you could buy the cassette and then get the download online. I thought that was a neat idea. Right. Why did you choose the cassette particularly?
Well, I mean, this is a much more personal project for the El Relay than my last couple of bands, and just wanted to keep it kind of in this spirit of being kind of homemade, do it yourself. When I spoke with Breakup Records to put that out, they had this idea, and I just loved it. I thought it was a good idea. So I don't know if anyone's ever played any of those cassettes ever. I'll be honest, I have not. But people buy them and then they use the download code, and so it's just a way to get the download code is really what it is, and then you have a piece of plastic to put on your desk somewhere.
Terry, I have to tell you, I was at a half-price bookstore selling my latest issue of Rolling Stone, which had Taylor Swift on the cover, and I just wanted to see the pictures of Taylor Swift because I'm a creepy old man, and then I sold the magazine to half-price books, and they gave me 50 cents. But then I was walking towards the front to get my wonderful 50 cents, and I was passing by the vinyl section, and I heard some young people around the vinyl section going, yeah, records are great, but I like cassettes. And I thought, what? Young people want cassettes now, too?
That. I mean, that's what Breakup Records is telling me, too. Yeah, all right. I believe it. I've never seen a cassette player in anyone's apartment at this point.
I have one.
But you do. So there you go.
I listen to it in the shower.
I want one.
I think they can still be bought. I don't know how expensive they are, but I know what to get Terry for Christmas.
Yeah.
Cassette player.
Well, yeah, I do have an old car, and that had a cassette player in it, or still does, but it's broken. So that would have been my way to enter that world, I suppose.
That was the one problem with cassettes. They could break pretty easy, and the cassette players could break easy. It was all sort of very fragile.
I just remember them getting the sun would hit your cassette, and it would melt. And then once it got twisted up in the cassette player, and you pulled it out, and you're pulling it for yards of whatever the tape is.
Yeah.
And then you try to wind it back up yourself, and it would be all warbled at that point because it had already gotten twisted.
Yeah.
And you had to listen to it that way. I have a lot of Fear and The Descendants and Black Flag cassettes like that.
Wow.
It was awesome because you could listen to them that way, and then it was whoa, it's like underwater.
Well, then the other problem was that little fuzzy thing that pushed the tape. Pushed the tape against the metallic head of your cassette player. That little fuzzy thing would fall out all the time, and you can't put it back in. You have to use some amazing. It's too difficult. Glue. I don't know what you do to keep it in.
There are some good advancements in technology.
Give me
that might have been one of them.
Give me zeros and ones and binary and the whole digital world for that. It's a fact because it was just a little too difficult with cassette. Yeah. Okay. Although cassettes had a lot of hiss. That's true.
Well, some people, you go into a recording studio and they try to reproduce that hiss as part of to get a vibe. You can buy an add-in to your Pro Tools that'll make that sound. So there you go.
Or you can rent me and I'll just go in the background and go like that.
You should think about that. That could be another career for you.
Well, I want to play the song Navigate from your last album, and I love the reverbing guitar on this. And what was the inspiration for Navigate?
Well, Navigate, we did live. It was myself, Dan Francisco from Fake Your Own Death playing drums, and then Rob Eason, who is the El Chile producer of that record. In the studio, Rob and I had guitars, and we were just improvising while I was just sort of singing these lines over and over. He was going to get loud, soft. We didn't really know much else was going to happen. And then, then he took it and mixed it and added in a few other things. But that's basically what it was. And so Navigate's just like this story of of a couple that sort of not sure how to move forward with things.
Right. Which happens a lot with couples.
Yeah. I mean, it does bring us back to The Great Gatsby, because I do have to admit that the inspiration of that was Daisy Buchanan. How they navigate between two men. That was my inspiration behind that song.
Oh, that's great. So are you going to play that song in your class?
No.
Oh.
Too loud. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll think about it.
Well,
I just got done telling them a story. I have a good story that I always tell them every year, that in life you got to walk through a lot of dog
right.
And you just got to deal with that. You walk through dog shit. But my advice to you is to get Doc Martens and a hose. That's basically the inspiration for the new EP, right? And so, as I was telling them that I released a video today, I had to tell them that story. They appreciated that I said the word dog 3 times in class.
That's great. So, yeah, Doc Martens. That's the way to go. Or just wear rubber boots in life, but your feet will get sweaty.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with having some style. That's my point.
Exactly.
So you might as well be Doc Martens.
I agree. Well, let's play Navigate, even if you don't play it in your class, but your students probably would love to hear it, I'm sure. It is El Terrible, Terry Ashkinos from his last album, elterrible.bandcamp.com. Mike's Daily Podcast.
She walked all the way home when she stumbled and missed the bus. She's got water where her eyes should be. She can't navigate her trust. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know how to navigate the both of us. All over into our lives and in our jokes. Thought you'd leave him here behind, but we both knew that's too much. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know how to navigate the both of us.
That is Navigate by El Terrible. We have the finale of my Into an interview with Terry Ashkinos of the band El Terrible tomorrow as we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture is of me 5 years ago, almost to the day, when we first came here to the Bay Area, my ex-wife and I. It was, the anniversary was yesterday, 5 years ago. And actually, I happened to see my ex-wife yesterday, and we were both just 5 years ago. Wow, we've been here 5 years. And do I still like it? Yes. I love being here, except for the little piddly rules that I mentioned earlier and ranted about. But the people here are very nice. The weather, of course, is amazing and extraordinary. And there's so many wonderful places to go and check out. Love it. So I'm going to stay here and see that wonderful picture that has such a sentimental value to me there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Michael Matthew, it is so wonderful that you are here in the Bay Area and that all the people in the world are wherever they are too.
Right. Wherever people are, there they are.
Exactly, Michael Matthew. Oh, that is so Buddha of you.
Buddha? Zen?
Yes, Michael Matthew. I knew Buddha. He was a very nice guy, but I won't go into that because I'll get in trouble. Oh.
Yeah. You sure it was the Buddha?
He had a big belly.
Huge abdominal circumference?
Yes, Michael Matthews. That's what made him cute.
Oh. Tomorrow, the finale of my interview with El Terrible. Plus, we will hear from the wonderful... Yes, I don't know. I had it up on the screen, and then I clicked on something, and something else opened, and I hate when I do that. Because then I'll never close it because this computer is slow. Oh, we'll hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. Thanks.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Mike, I don't like to follow any rules. In fact, if I can do one thing right now is I would break the rule that says that I cannot come right up to you, Mike Matthews, and kiss you full on the lips day.
Please, you can go ahead and follow that rule and just, keep your mouth away from my mouth. I'd appreciate it. And so would Bison. He might get jealous.
Yeah, I'd get jealous. What are you talking about? Do you know that?
Exposed.